As a disclaimer, Monster Fuckers Anonymous is indeed about wanting to love and have sex with monsters, but we want to make things extremely clear from the get-go. The monsters we will be selecting will be sentient and able to consent. Not all of the chosen monsters will be sapient, but we will not be endorsing zoophilia or bestiality. Anthropologically, monsters all around the world, and media representations of them, have had many racial and sociological implications. We will be as transparent and ethical as possible, while also sex-positive and mostly having fun.
Monsters. Creatures feared all around the world in folklore and myths. Terrifying beings such as the fiendish and frightening fae, demonic devils, sultry sirens, hazardous harpies, and countless chaotic creatures coming from crevices of every continent. As long as stories have existed, there's been one pressing question that has remained unanswered by scholars for generations. One powerful thought that has plagued our minds for millennia. Can we fuck these monsters? That is what we're here to find out today. Welcome to Monster Fuckers Anonymous.
Fantastic, wonderful, stupendous, and excellent episode of MFA, aka Monster Fuckers Anonymous, a show where we talk about monsters, talk about their lore, talk about everything about them, and then rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 whether or not you, yes, you listening with your fucking Bose headphones, yeah, I know you're listening to us while you're walking down the street, little freak, whether or not you should date these monsters. I am your colorful creatures consultant cleric here, and with me, as always, is the wind beneath my wings, my co-host, the technical tenacious analyst, Joe. I fucked your intro up, but whatever, jump on it.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool for me that I get like the botched intro and you get your usual great one.
Yeah, I'm perfect, and I don't care if everyone else suffers. That's the basis of the show. We all know this. I've never been wrong a day in my life.
Yeah. There's like a guest and a producer also here who
I don't care about them.
Have never once believed that. They can leave.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Honestly, it's whatever. But right now, we're talking about me and this show, which, as you guys know, we pick a topic every week, and we talk about... I don't fucking know where it's going right now. I don't even know how we segue out of that. I'll be so genuine.
We talk about a monster and whether or not we would like to date them according to a rating of 1 or 0.5 out of 10 these days. It's getting a little... scale's getting hairy out here.
I think we keep pulling out either the most obscure or the most well-known, and then we're realizing that the most well-known sucks and the most obscure is obscure for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which
is a shame, because I still think the Monster House should have been ranked higher, but that's just me. Joe, what do you want to talk about today?
That's a really good question. I am not on Wikipedia right now looking up what a monster is.
Oh my God, Joe. All right. I know what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to do what I'm going to do to get us a guest. Say I'm going to get out the Ouija board. It's brujeria, but we're going to figure it out. All right. The spirits tell me who would be the perfect guest for this episode.
It has to be a dead person, not someone that's alive. They have to be dead.
They have to be dead, or at least dead to me. So we're starting with a Gwen. Gwen, wait a second. Oh, a portal is now opening up from the seance board. Who's that stepping out from the spiritual realm? Is that our amazing dead to me friend, Glitchy Pixie?
Hey guys, it's your girl Gwen, aka Glitchy Pixie, aka Professor Mimosa, aka Monster Girl Care Squad, aka Smash Ketchum, gotta bag 'em all. What's poppin', guys? I hear that you need something to talk about today.
Yes, we do. Joe's still on Wikipedia over there, so we definitely need a topic to talk about. This is the most fucking chaotic intro we've done in a while.
It is not the most chaotic.
But yeah, what do you want to talk about, Gwen?
Well, I'm coming out your TV screens to talk about ghosts. We're talking about ghosts today. We're talking about dead things and people today. Spectral ones.
the spectral, the spooky boopy, the spooky boo-hoo-hoos. What draws you to the spooky boo-hoo-hoos?
I mean, part of it is that like sometimes they're translucent, and like isn't that like a little fun? Because then you can just kind of like see your.
Cock
I need to
and
pref.
balls.
I need to. Yeah, that's the cock and balls and cum.
And cum.
And cum. I feel like I should preface, unless you're Kesha, don't try to fuck a real ghost.
Did Kesha try to fuck a ghost? What?
Kesha has had a sexual encounter with a ghost, and she's probably the only one who could successfully do that, and that's all right. It's not going to go well for you if you try to do it.
It wasn't an incubus or anything? Or like a concubus?
She said it was a ghost. I believe her.
She really said tick tock ghost cock. Wow, that's crazy. That's the only Kesha song I know.
Yeah, the editor took that out, changed the lyrics, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Original one, ghost cock on the clock. It up.
While she was working.
Yeah.
But Kesha's ghost orgasm aside, we here are going to talk about ghosts today. One ghost from me, one ghost from Joe, and one ghost from Glitchy, who Gwen has not shared us even remotely what it is. I think I have an assumption of what her pick is, and it scares me. Do you want to hear my guess before we jump in?
I know that it's wrong, so yeah.
All right, it's Slimer from Ghostbusters.
That's certainly a guess. We'll see if you're right. You're not, but you know.
I mean, he would get a 10 out of 10. He gets that sloppy woppy. You know what I'm saying? You saw how many hot dogs that Slimer fit in his fucking mouth?
Hey, Cleric, I think it's your turn to go first.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I was so distracted by Slimer's hot gaping mouth. Slimer's hot gaping mouth that I forgot about my own monster, which I'll start us off for this ghost episode. I'm going to pick a classic, something easy, something to ease us into the ghost conversation before we get more a little hyper specific. And I'm going to be talking about wraiths from D&D.
Cool.
A wraith is an undead creature born of evil and darkness, despising light and living things. Incomparable in nature, they appear as they wish, only recognizable by their bright, red eyes. Thought to be malice incarnate, wraiths drain the life of any victim that comes across their unholy path. I want wraiths to suck my soul out.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a lot of sucking.
Yeah, there's a lot of sucking involved. Just your soul?
Shit, if they can get a little
Imagine
bit of that.
the vacuum situation that we could get.
The vacuum suck job that a wraith probably has is phenomenal. They're a little bit mean, though.
Oh, yeah, they do look a little mean. They do look a little bit Lich Adventure Time.
Yeah, a little spooky scary, but that comes with the territory.
Who doesn't want to be scared into an orgasm?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Listen, you can't tell me you haven't been into a haunted house and one of the workers go booty you and you're like, oh.
Booty?
I mean, yeah.
The scariest thing.
Just straight booties.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, if a wraith wants to slap my ass, that's totally all right. But I am just... So, they're a little angry, right? That's kind of their whole deal.
Wraiths are basically literally hate incarnate.
Right.
They do not like people. They do not like anything. They're basically just I'm going to do everything I can to suck the joy and life out of your body, much like a mother does to me.
Just any mother?
No, I meant my mom, but life be crazy like that. But besides my own trauma aside, that's what they do. They just kind of suck the joy and life out of an individual with nothing to left before it.
Because they died suffused with negative energy.
Yes. So while I do think you'll get that vacuum suck job 5,000 from this shit, where the fuck is my life going? That this is the sentences I say now.
It's probably like a hate fuck situation.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I know a little something about
hate fucking.
And let me tell you, even if it's your last one, it's gonna be good.
There's a lot of catharsis. There's a lot of closure in that kind of situation. And imagine a very juicy, wraith rivalry. It's pretty good. I'm pretty down already.
You'll have the little death and then the big death, and then it's
and
fine.
then you'll die. And then honestly,
It's pretty hot. But like
it's a big MFA moment for us.
Yeah. Death is not the ultimate escape, but it's also might be one of ultimate pleasures. But I don't even know where the fuck I'm going with this.
Death or orgasm, it's all the same to me, baby. Pick one and go for
Let's
it.
go, gamers.
It's all one big suck.
Everything sucks, including life. So why not get sucked off by a ghost?
Oh my god. I mean, honestly, sound advice.
So I think this is mainly boiling down to what I'm going to highlight here for the Wraith is they're just mean. They're just mean-spirited little shits. So they're going to, first of all, the odds of them being cuddly-wuddly with you ain't happening.
No.
They're going
Stone
to grab you
top.
by the neck and just like while like a hole opens up in their hand while they suck out your. It's not the best.
Okay, stop.
combination
Okay,
of things.
stop. Let's ignoring everything. Honestly, beep it all of that out. Whatever Clark just said.
Honestly, I understand. I said some very foul things, and that we shouldn't even leave that in an outtake. That was just bad.
Oh my god. I feel like this is a situation scenario wise that there's something very interesting in the trope of like enemies to enemies, but like they're still fucking or like there's still even kissing involved, because it's like there is like attraction still there, but it's fueled by like kind of hatred, like kind of the passion of anger rather than anything conventional, which like ghosts at this point, they are the embodiment of whatever was kind of left behind from their life. So there's a history there. And I think there's something that I'm like just immediately envisioning that there's going to be some like shared history or something, or I don't know. I'm very interested in this.
It's the situation that I'm imagining, unless Gwen, you have something that you're thinking.
Oh no, I want to hear your scenario so that I can tell you you're wrong.
Beautiful. All right. So what I'm thinking is you and this one person maybe have had this rivalry back and forth for years. It's not like it's not like an interesting rivalry. It's like you actually hate, like they maybe tripped you down the street one time, you pushed them, you get into like you've been in like the same company and you're both competing for the promotion, and you're just like you guys keep sabotaging each other. But eventually, due to just like maybe overworking, maybe just how life happens, they die. And it sucks. Like, damn, I lost the person I fucking hated, right? Or so I lost my drive. But then they come back as a fucking wraith. And they're like, I still hate you. I came back because the thought of you getting that promotion was so fucking aggravating to me that I came back to make sure I make your life a living hell. It's like, well, you know what? You're not going to let me make my life a living hell. I'm going to do anything I can to spite you and live a good life. And there's just this back and forth and this tension that's there. And eventually that tension's got to break. Eventually, you got to at least just make out so you shut that stupid wraith up. Because how dare they say that about you? You just fucking chomp on down with your fucking...
Chomp on what? Chomp on what?
They're incorporeal.
Oh yeah, that's also the negative factor. You can't physically really touch a wraith.
They can touch you though,
yeah.
which is the nice stone top aspect of this.
Yeah, but I'm not into a stone top though, to be honest. I like comfort.
Well, why did you fucking choose a wraith?
Oh my god, can I just pick something for us to have an interesting conversation with? Why does everything have to have a fucking reason?
Just for the suck. It's just for the suck.
That's fine.
But in your scenario, we would have known the person in life. What if you come across a wraith that just decides to hate you? Then you have to learn what their history is.
Yeah.
Then there's a commitment there, right? Because like you didn't have anything built up, and now you're just like, fuck, this wraith is fucking with me. Let me commit.
It's fucking me.
Yeah. If you want it to fuck you, then you gotta commit to finding out why it's so angry.
You know what? Isn't that what all ghost hunters do, though? That's like entire genre is built about that, where they go and find out why a ghost is angry. And it's usually fucking white people going in and be like, I researched here and I looked into this, blah, 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 blah.
Also, why are all of your scenarios like corporate America?
I don't know. I don't know. Capitalism has its grip on my neck.
Your hole.
Capitalism has his grip right on my hole. Just fucking
Spreading
tight
it wide
grip.
open.
Two-handed,
Wraiths.
grabbing it, just creak. Wind is whistling through it.
Gwen, tell us why Cleric is wrong.
Okay, like here again, like here's my problem. There's an assumption that you knew this, right? That there was already a connection with this Wraith, right? If you have to go out of your way to find out why this Wraith is angry. You also have to make sure it's a commitment, because you also have to make sure that you can even fuck this Wraith in the way that you will survive the fuck. You don't have to survive all the way through, but like it could just be like, but you don't even get there.
True.
Like you don't even finish. It can start and then it's over. You got to be stacked. You got to have salts in places.
You have to be covered in salt.
You gotta be a slug. You gotta be an escargot slug ready to go, covered in
You
salt.
got to have sage in your pants.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have sage stuffed up your ass.
Honestly.
Like a fucking Thanksgiving turkey. I don't know what's up with me this episode, everyone. I'm very
Do you want
hungover.
sage and turkeys?
I'm very hungover.
I think some people do. I'm not huge on turkey.
Not huge on turkey.
I'm not a turkey. My family makes benid.
I'm not a turkey either.
I've never been a turkey. For the Popo scale, I think we
Yeah.
gotta jump in for possibility.
Possibility. I mean, in the instance, depending on our belief systems, ghosts are everywhere. Wraiths, though,
I would say,
do they have like a domain, like a favored situation?
Not really. I think wraiths just exist in the material plane, mostly, because they can't exist in the sunlight.
Right.
They cannot be in sunlight, so they're only existing at night. But I would make the argument that many ghosts stay attached to areas because of negative feelings and negative emotions.
Right.
So most
Yeah.
ghosts, I would assume, are a wraith. There are some ghosts who like kind of just stay around and like I have negative feelings about like the environment and how I died, so I stay around. But many ghosts feel negatively about like people and other in their space, which is why like ghosts get violent, throw shit around. I would make the argument that most ghosts are wraiths. So I'd say it's very possible. Is it possible to physically be intimate with them? The answer is no. They're fucking ghosts. You can't unless they fucking
They can interact
possess
with
your
you.
fleshlight. Yeah, they can interact with you and they can suck you. I don't like the silence that followed that. But
The fleshlight part.
I think you're thinking poltergeist. That's more object manipulation. That's a whole nother.
isn't that an ability? I thought that was an ability that all ghosts have, that they can be poltergeists, but like they can move shit around. But like I didn't think that was a specific class.
I think Wraith maybe necessitates like a greater level of power or rage.
Mm.
I feel like maybe ghosts that have like a lesser reason to like be glued to the material plane maybe are not as powerful, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it can't suck you, but they can knock your glass off the table like a cat.
Wow, rude. But because it can suck you off like that, I'm going to give, and I might believe that most ghosts are wraiths kind of vibe, I'm going to give this a 7.
That is a pretty fair one. I'm gonna go 6.
I think I'm also gonna go 6. Because like it's not impossible, but like
Not impossible. Definitely like
It's more
closer to
doable
average
almost.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a little bit above average. Now, for attractiveness, I haven't really described what a wraith is supposed to look like. It's basically a black fog with like red eyes, usually like shaped as a skeleton or as like a demon kind of thing.
I'm very down for that.
So I think it's hot. I like mist. Think that's a hot thing. I'm gonna give this a 6. I think it's on the hotter scale.
Only a 6, really?
on the hotter scale, and you gave it a 6.
Well, it's also again you can't physically like slap my Johnson on you. So I don't.
So you don't like the like a looks so good but you can't touch sort of situation. You're not.
Cleric wants to be comforted.
I have to be comforted. I have a lot of
This
issues.
is a
have to be
hate fuck
comforted.
situation.
I need to be comforting.
There's no comfort in here.
Is there hate cuddling? Is that a thing that exists?
No. This person is, as soon as they're done, they wash their hands and leave. And as you're sitting there just half naked, maybe tied up, they're like, "Are you gonna do?" It's like, "I'm done. I got what I needed," and left. Which also makes me the factor into attractiveness is their personality. This is a hateful bitch. There is no love. There is no even remote of like. They hate you. They hate your just being. So there's no way, like, even if physically it's attractive, meant like personality wise, it's just hate. There is no even semblance of we used to like each other. It's I hate you.
I'm going 8.
You're sick. There's a sickness in you.
Listen, enemies to lovers is my favorite trope, but I know that this is not that type of case.
It's enemies to fucking. That's it. There's no lovers.
Which is also pretty sick.
It's pretty good. The lack of aftercare is concerning, but it is also really hot. I'll have to give it like a 7.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair. All right. Audacity. How audacious it is to fuck the hate ghost. I'm gonna say it's pretty audacious. The fuck any ghost is, I think it's pretty audacious. I'm gonna give this a 3. I think pretty audacious, pretty wild to be able to do.
I'll echo that. I think 3 is fair.
Is it audacious if you know they're gonna give you like the suck of your lifetime?
I guess we have to. I guess we have to average out like the encounter,
and
the finding, and then
you have to go ghost hunting. You have to BuzzFeed unsolved this shit. You know.
Yeah, they just skip the step where they fuck the ghosts.
You gotta bust.
They don't show you that part. They don't show you the part where they bust it open for the goat man on the bridge. No, I mean it's a lot of work. It's pretty audacious. I think 3 is fair. It's fair. Like, maybe a 2.5 if we do 2.5s.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, parental approval. If we lived in a world where this shit was normal or more common and we brought a Wraith home to meet our parents, would our Christian immigrant parents approve? Answer is a resounding no. This is a hate-filled ghost. There's no way they can charm your parents remotely. There is only hate. So I'm gonna give this a 2. There's no way.
Yeah. That's one above death. So that does make sense. It is just a straight up ghost. And when it does have a form, when it does show you, it is also very death-like.
And it's hateful.
We
haven't even talked about what kind of hatred kept it there.
Right.
It could be not kosher. It could be it could be not good. It could be bad for everyone involved.
Bad.
Be actually horrendous, like some of the worst hate you could ever imagine. Yeah,
Are we out here vetting which wraiths types of anger that we're willing to fuck?
You can do that on your own time. I just have
an interview question, just like super quick before you kill me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. What is it? Can you tell
me? Yeah. What's up? Can you tell me why you're here?
Yeah, sure, totally. I can totally do that kind of conversation. I completely hated women in my life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this interaction makes sense right now. Why I'm going to die.
Yeah, I hate you. Just
Okay. Cool. I think a 2. Parental acceptance is good.
Because I had some reverb to my voice when I do that bit.
We also have on record Cleric saying that he hates women.
No, that was Wraith Cleric. That's the difference.
Oh, but you will be coming back because you hate women.
Oh, that's a future. That's for future me to deal with. It's future problems.
My parents have pretty much given up on the type of people that I bring home at this point. So I think it'll be a 3 for me. It's still not going to be good. I think it's a 3.
Right.
It's still not good. Because at the end of the day, it is a hateful ghost. Which is not going to fly. Well, it will fly. I think it Wraiths fly.
It does fly.
It does.
The Wraith is going to fly. It's not. My parents are not.
Your parents can't fly, so I don't know why you thought they would, unless they're in an airplane.
Yeah, silly me. I don't know. Well, maybe. Meeting my ghost girlfriend on an airplane. Ghosts go on airplanes? Could they leave where they're tethered? Never mind.
I guess it depends. It's a 3. Maybe if they possess something.
Would that bring them closer to, since heaven's in the sky, would that bring them closer to there? And that, gets them ascended? If they were on an airplane? Would they get stuck at a certain altitude?
I think heaven and space still exist on different planes.
So can a ghost get lost in space? If a ghost starts floating up,
a ghost can go to the moon.
Moon ghosts? All right, we got to figure this out. So while we figure out moon ghosts, we're going to pause for math.
Pause!
Welcome to the mid-roll. It's me, your producer, your editor, your fellow observer, Kez. I'm not your friend. I don't know you. But I do know you like listening to this podcast. or you're a first-time listener, and if you are, welcome to the mid-roll. I'd like to say a quick thank you to our current Ko-fi members who have helped finance this show so far. If you're liking how the new mics sound, that is thanks to Skilled Not Sane, Daydori, Akima, and Funzo Surawali. It has been so much nicer editing these episodes recently with this snazzy new quality. I'll never do that again, I promise. But why am I here speaking to you right now? At 1 a.m. my time, while Cleric is playing Monster Hearts 2 on stream over on TTRPG and Joe is busy elsewhere entirely. Well, I want to tell you, thank you for listening to the show. And if you want to keep up with us outside of this recording, you can follow us on some of the social media websites, like Twitter or Tumblr, and that's under the name Monster Lover Pod. We mostly just post videos of upcoming episodes as little promo. Sometimes one of us gets hold of the account and posts from their heart. That's a really nice way of saying horny posting. Ultimately, it's the best place to reach out to us if you have thoughts about the show. If you really want to keep up to date with us, we also have a Ko-fi, where I try to write weekly updates about the actual production of the show, upcoming events and announcements that we might want to make and give more detail about, and I try to write about what we have going on in our wider community. Like the fact that Jazz, one of our listeners, made a bingo card out of every monster that has won an episode of MFA up until our last episode, the Dead by Daylight episode. There are also a couple of monsters to fill out what would have been blank spaces, but hey, is there really any loser in Monster Fuckers Anonymous? Yes, there are. There have been quite a few actually. But nonetheless, this is comprised of some really great monsters, and is a beautiful labor of love from a long-time listener, so Jazz, thank you so much. You can find a copy of that for yourself in our October 19th post. And for this most recent post we made, which would have been for the 25th of October, talks a little bit about Gwen's podcast, Capricious Provenance. It is a D&D 5th edition podcast taken from a home game into a polished show for everyone's enjoyment. And I've listened through the prologue for it twice now. This isn't sponsored at all. We don't have any sponsors for this show. I just want to communicate to you how much I love Capricious Provenance. All it has so far is a prologue where each and every one role plays their characters in this interview that details the events we would have missed that took place in their home game. And it feels so warm to listen to. If you're looking to sink your teeth into a homebrew Eberron campaign that has a lot of love put into it and behind it, that feels expansive, wondrous, a little flirtatious, then Capricious Provenance might just be the thing for you. And if you do decide to listen to it, let me know. We can listen along together. Because, it's so good. I'm rambling now. Is there anything else I need to update you on? If I didn't say it already, we would love if you could talk to your parents about the show. Please don't talk to your parents about this show. Unless you are very comfortable with your parents, I don't want you to have to live through that awkward experience. But talk to your fellow monster fuckers about this show. You can rate and review the show if you'd like to on Podchaser. I got the URL for this one wrong a little bit ago, but just go to podchaser.com and search for Monster F Anonymous. And you should be able to find us. And now that we're on Apple Podcasts, I mean, if you feel like it, a rating and a review, I wouldn't complain about it. Also, I see all of you who've rated the show on Spotify, and thank you. That means a lot to us. I think that just about does it here, so I'm going to let you get back into the episode. But until we meet again, this is a played-out joke. But I hope you have a happy Halloween.
So, Joe, what's our scores for the Wrathful Wraith?
For our Wrathful Wraith, Cleric, we have a 4.5 total.
Nice.
For me, a 4.8. And for Gwen, a 4.6, which gives us the average of a 4.6 score for the Wraith this episode.
Okay, that's not horrendous. Like, you get that. I think what really propelled the Wraith forward was the hate fucking that we're all kind of interested in, and the Suckmeister 5000 that Wraith's gonna do.
It is anybody. A 0.1 above.
Shout out to the Wait, no, that's a spoiler. Wait, that's a spoiler for the next episode.
No, isn't this is a before Ghost, isn't it?
I don't know how we're releasing these episodes anymore. But whatever. If you listen to this episode, you found out. We can talk about sometime.
No, we just beep it. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Have fun with that.
What's
guys.
the next one?
Well,
who's the next ghost?
Our next ghost will have to be from Gwen. Gwen, do you think you can beat the Wrathful Wraith with your pick?
Most likely.
All right. Well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, y'all ready? Because we're going to weird places for this one.
Where are we going, Gwen? Me and Joe are holding hands, ready to join you here.
Ew.
Well, stop. I know my hands are clammy. Stop it. Stop it. Don't. Just hold my hand.
Why are your hands so wet?
I'm fucking good. I'm nervous. We're recording. I am nervous. Just tell us what we're doing. Tell us where we're going.
Okay. You know how I like that. Anyway, my ghost that I've chosen for this little episode here is Alecto the First from the Locked Tomb series.
The what?
This is going to be spoilers a little bit for the Locked Tomb series, just in case anyone listening has not caught up yet. But I'm going to talk about this ghost. Alecto the First, also known as Annabelle Lee, Annie Laurie, Mad Monster, chilly weirdo in a coffin, refrigerated museum piece, and ice lolly bimbo, is a human only in appearance, presenting herself in hallucinations and in the flesh as a soaking wet woman in broken shackles and a massive sword, with a body described as Hollywood hair Barbie with golden eyes. Alecto is the incomplete ghost of a planet's collective souls shoved into a puppet crafted by God himself and fueled by primal rage. Her monstrous nature led her to be frozen and locked away, out of fear of those who witnessed her, intended to be guarded so that she may never awake.
What the fuck is this?
This looks cool.
Yeah, so, occasionally I read books. And this is, this character, Alecto, is from the Locked Tomb series by Tamsyn Muir. There's a lot of ghosts in that book, and I have chosen, in my opinion, the sexiest one.
Okay, so hold on, I'm trying to find a picture of this so I can just just have any.
It's a book. Look up Hollywood hair Barbie, because that's as close as you're gonna get.
Is this really? This is the example you want to use? This is Hollywood hair Barbie.
This was how she was described in the latest book, except for she's soaking wet, has shackles, and a big sword.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm so down.
Like, what's her deal though? What's her motivation? You said she's the soul of a planet or something?
Yeah, no, she's a ghost, partially of a planet, dead planet. She is primal. She is not an actual person. She is pure rage.
We're doing a lot of angry ghosts.
It's a lot of anger.
Well, ghosts, I think, are inherently tied to anger, because in order to be tapped into the mortal realm, you need to feel some sort of
anger or sadness or something.
I say resentment is just in general, which can be, I think, both.
Yeah, totally.
So if she's a planet's rage, oh boy, with everything we've done to the planet, I can understand why spirit of the Earth or whatever planet she is about would come over here and start choking us out with a giant fucking buster sword.
Mm-hmm.
It is different from the Wraith because this is a primal rage. This is a rage that is not affected by society, not affected by human emotions. This is just pure, unadulterated, just completely feral.
Yeah. And I support women's wrongs.
This is women's wrongs, the character.
Yeah.
So,
okay. How many wrongs make a right,
good.
You know?
Enough.
However many she's got is enough for me.
Jesus.
What are some interactions with her and the characters in this book that are notable to you?
Well, for one of the characters, she appears in hallucinations to comfort her. That's cool.
That's cool.
See, can be caring. You can't touch her. That also, she does have somewhat of a body, so already one up against Wraiths. You could touch her.
You can touch her.
Probably put a sword through your chest, but it'll be worth it.
That's fair.
She is also very cold, though. So there is
I don't mind that at all.
Like cold physically or cold just personality wise? Like she just will brush you off and not even care.
She's wet.
She is what she was encased in ice. She's very cold.
Oh.
I love ice characters.
Well, she's not an ice character.
So.
She's a wet character.
Well, yeah, but I still love that sort of like imagery.
Here's what I'll
about
say.
her.
She's always dripping. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yo, you know what I'm saying?
Wet and like vaginally lubricated or whatever are very different.
Is that news to you, Claire? Because it's news.
Oh, hold on. I'm taking notes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hold on.
You can't just use water as lube.
Fuck, cannot use water. So I've been using Powerade. Is that a good choice?
Whoa! I don't think Powerade means what you think it means.
Yeah, it's
doesn't give you power.
Yeah, it gives me the power to aid me in my sex.
Very convincing.
Anyways, let's move on from this. So she does women's wrongs. I'm trying to imagine just like how you couldn't even approach her. Is she approachable? Yeah, like I'm just trying.
What is a good fanfic approach that you have thought about, Gwen, in like at 3 a.m.?
So a good, I think, approach to like if you existed with Alecto, again, doesn't adhere to regular people rules. Because she doesn't understand them and she doesn't really understand feelings. She just understands carnal needs. So
Love.
if you're right. So like if you are like, you're so sexy, I want to fuck you. And say you're, I don't know, roommates. She's just going to be like, oh, okay, you want flesh. I'll give you that. And she's going to give it to you like as hard as possible. Like the makeout session is going to have blood in it because she just goes so hard. Because she's like, this is what you wanted, right? I'm bringing the full force of what you want.
I do love a passionate woman.
Yeah, she might not give a shit though. She might just be doing it as like a favor to get you to shut up.
That's hot.
So
a built-in brat tamer to any house.
You know what? I didn't even think about it like that. You're right.
So this is just kind of reminding me of like a ghostly poison ivy, you know? That's kind of the vibe where it's like poison ivy, like I love the earth, all this kind of shit. Like I'm with it. I will literally eat and kill anyone who fucking is against that. I like my goals and shit like that. And that's kind of what the vibe I'm getting, which if you go against her goals, you know, not going to be a good time for you. You got to get smushed, got to get stabbed upon, got to get ripped apart because she doesn't care. You're going to be all like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? And she's just going to like, again, pick you up by your neck and then suplex you and then be like, fuck are you?
What are the things that she cares about? Does she have any passions in particular or goals within the series, or is she just sort of like a force?
Who fucking knows? Her book's not out yet. So we don't know what kind of motivations she has, except for she is just a primal force. And I mean, if you're interested in big women, she's not necessarily giant or anything, but she is most of a planet shoved into a body. If you've ever wanted to fuck a planet,
I have. Shout out to Saturn.
Sure.
I get it's the
rings.
Feel like there are a lot of goals. Why would I oppose anything that she does?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say actually.
Yeah,
I have no reason to.
I mean, unless she like murders you.
Women's wrongs. No.
Everyone, we gotta get way less comfortable with the fact of getting killed by people. I don't know what it is about everyone on this show. We gotta get way less comfortable with that.
Well, I think if you're not very threatening and she can just kind of keep you as like, like you're funny, you're cute or whatever.
You're funny.
Oh, so you're saying I just have to act like my usual bottom self and I'm good. Okay, this is immediately improved.
Yes.
I just gotta do a little dance, do a little woo.
Yeah,
Goddess ghost.
You might catch like the blunt end of the sword for that, but like,
yeah, that's the hot end.
if you're not in her way, I'm sure she's fine. She has been described as a monster, and people were terrified of her, and that's why she had to get locked away. So
listen, society thinks
maybe
She has trauma.
Yeah, society thinks people are monsters just because they go against the general flow of like the universe.
they just couldn't understand the personification of an entire planet, and that's on them.
And that's on them. But now it's on us to rank her on the Popo scales. Let's talk about it. Possibility. Not that possible.
How possible?
It's not that possible.
How possible is this, Gwen?
I'm gonna say it's not that possible. Even in like the scenario of this character existed in real life, probably not that possible. You really got to get her attention.
Huge lady.
Yeah. Huge lady. She's the spirit of the planet. She has more things to worry about than this. I'm going to give this a 2. I don't think it's that possible.
I'm gonna say 4.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 4 because there is a possibility, just because you are a living thing, that she will at least take pity on you.
I'll say 3 to just average it out. I think that's
Okay.
I wasn't sure exactly how, but she's had to interact with some boys before. I guess in the books, there might be certain circumstances.
Yeah.
I could easily see myself being a medium one day.
A medium? What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm moving on from this. Attractiveness. How attractive is this monster? I'm giving this a 9.
10.
I mean, hot, huge planet lady. Every time I'm going to say is hot. Where's that Iron Mouse audio? Which
Yeah.
like, crush me, mommy, in between your thighs.
I don't even know anything about Iron Mouse, so I'm very not impressed that you know about it, but
I
I'm
watch a lot.
something about it.
I know a decent amount about Iron Mouse.
Is that surprising to me?
All right, she's Puerto
I
Rican.
know.
If it
Let's-
is.
let's- I support my fellow countrymen.
Okay, cool,
I follow my fellow
cool.
countrymen.
Got it. I will say 9, honestly, as well. I was seeing a little bit of like the depictions of her, and honestly, I fucking love Barbie. So the fact that she's like, I love that she's like this primal planet spirit, but like she looks like Hollywood hair Barbie. Like that's just like a thing that's very endearing to me.
Big, wet, scary
Big
Barbie
wet.
woman.
I want that
That's
big
definitely-
wet. I want that big wet.
Yeah.
Audacity. So how audacious it is to get with a planetary goddess? Extremely audacious. 1.
Pretty.
Pretty audacious.
Just
2.
2? Guinevere?
I'm gonna say 3, but 3 because she looks like that.
Oh
And,
my
Like,
God.
is that like audacious? Because you look at her and you're just like, yeah, and then you know what she is, and then you're like, oh, but like, yeah.
All right, I guess she
Yeah.
looks quote unquote approachable when she's fucking soaking wet with a giant Buster Sword Barbie. All right, pop off, I guess, if that's your definition of approachable. Live your life.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope you all have that approval. So now, speaking of approval, it's time to see if our parents would. And I think it's a no. Again, this is the embodiment of a planet, super swan. But I also don't think it's that. I'm going to give this a 4. This will be my highest one for this. I think it's pretty solid over round. I think my parents would feel weird about it. But again, she's like basically an earth goddess. Shout out to the earth.
I think something just below average as well makes sense. I'll do 4.
Well, twinning. Okay.
Like I mentioned, my parents have mostly given up on who the hell I'm bringing home.
Love that for you.
Not to say that they aren't judgmental about it.
Right.
So I'm gonna say an average of 5, just because she could just look like a normal person as long as she's not, I don't know, trying to eat somebody
Eating
or
people,
barking
yeah.
or something. I mean, she'll probably get the floors wet. That's not great. But and like the rattling of the chains are probably
Wait,
a
there's
bit
chains
much,
now?
but, like-
What? When the fuck were there chains?
Yeah, she's shackled.
yeah, she's shackled.
Oh my god, this is getting worse.
Yeah, she
Why?
got put away for a reason.
This is a woman that's dealing with the prison industrial complex.
We can't keep going back to that.
What are you talking about? Do you want to pause for some math?
Let's pause for some math. All right, Joe, what's the scores for the Planetary Mama?
That wasn't alliterative. What the fuck was that? I was so lazy.
Okay, all right, fucking.
They're all alliterative.
My God, what do you want from me? What do you want from me?
You could have said planetary poltergeist.
There.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just talked about poltergeist.
Gwen got it. There. Are you happy? Are you happy?
Great. So the dumbass cleric's average score for Alecto the First is a 4.
You be in this
For
position.
me, it was a 4.5.
You do this job.
And I can. And for Gwen, our guest, that is a 5.5 for Alecto the First, which leaves our group average to be a 4.7, a point above the Wraith so far.
Wow.
That's all I needed.
That's all I needed. Let's see how my pick fares.
Trash.
Probably worse than everybody's.
I know your pick. It's got to be pretty good. But Joe,
we'll find out. We'll see how the math turns out.
Hold on, Joe. I'm trying to fucking cue you in. So how about you fucking wait for it a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So Joe, Joe, let us know what is the last ghost for our little collective tier today.
I'm going to be talking about Skulker from Danny Phantom.
Oh my God. Yo, Danny Phantom, he was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine.
Copyright. Skulker is a main antagonist in the iconic ghost show, Danny Phantom. Sadistic and avaricious, he is a hunter in search of rare ghosts for a growing collection with which he takes great pride in, which does include the protagonist, Danny. He is stacked in a mechanical exoskeleton, broad-shouldered, and with a fiery green mane. Despite his intelligence, it does seem to stop at the engineering of his gadgetry, and not so much its encryption.
So Skulker is super interesting to me because he's one of the main, he's the main guy we see, and
he's in season 1, absolutely, like the most iconic soap by far.
Near the end, he was like one of the main ones besides Vlad. Like it was him and Vlad
because they team up or something, right? Like they just sort of like throw them all in there.
Yeah, Vlad being the piece of shit that he is, trying to bang Danny's mom. Skulker just wanted to hunt a teenage boy for sport, which has never gone wrong and is never problematic in any way. He's if he was alive,
this is a problematic guy.
Yeah, I'll be real.
Gwen, have you watched Danny Phantom also?
Yes, I've watched Danny Phantom. I don't remember the entirety of the plot, but I know enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we can sing the theme song, and that's the plot. Yo, Danny Phantom, he was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine. It was dying to see worlds unseen. He's gonna catch them all because he's Danny Phantom.
Well, actually, that being said, Danny Phantom also, he doesn't collect them, but there's like the both of them having a similar sort of skill set was also interesting to like.
Oh, they're like foils. They have like one similar thing.
Yeah, but
and then everything
Skulker
else is opposite.
Is a weirdo about it. He's very predator prey.
I imagine Skulker was a like southern fucking huntsman, like southern redneck huntsman when he was alive. He was definitely the type to pay to be a big game hunter. Like he would go to like Africa and shoot lions on reservations.
Right.
And eventually I think he got fucking bodied by one. And then he ended up with Ghost being like, I can't believe I didn't hunt the greatest game of all, teenagers.
The greatest. Do y'all remember he has like this little shitty true form as well?
Yes, if you like break his body, he's actually just he's a little scrumple.
He's just a little jelly bean.
Just jumbly.
The one thing that I want to preface, this is his little jelly bean form. I don't want to preface that. The one thing to preface outside of the fact that he does have a little jelly bean form, is that his entire personality is like, I am overcompensating for everything. Like I think like his soul or whatever the spirit situation is, he was just like a man that felt so little. So obviously in his ghost life, he has to be like, I can fucking do anything as long as I'm in this exoskeleton. And then Tucker hacks his suit with a PDA, which That's embarrassing, honestly.
Get hacked by Amazon Kindle.
By a teenager. Right, yeah. And then another incredible thing that I completely forgot about is that he dated Ember at some point.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, right. Like,
so
and then there was a whole, well, the whole dynamic between the two of them is that Ember was definitely the top. He was just like, okay, like, I'll listen, whatever. Like, he was just such like a baby girl about it. So we have our Wraith, like our non-binary dating option. We have Alecto, our powerful lady. And then I bring to you a weak, useless, pathetic man, with which he doesn't necessarily need to be rated high for good reasons. But this is someone that we can bully.
Yeah, that's again, if you like to bully your partner and like to fucking stomp on their little green hearts, little squish ball ones, call them little pathetic little
green dick,
pathetic little
green nuts.
Little bean
green
boy,
nuts.
Little bean boy.
Yeah, I'll stomp on his fucking beans.
Stomp on his little beans. If you want to do that, then Skulker's the guy for you.
Flick his little ghost green bean.
But you gotta understand, he's also somebody who.
This is a trans man.
Oh my!
This is a trans man.
I think that makes it worse, dog. I'll be real with you.
I disagree.
Like. If that's the personality, like, again, you've mentioned he's overcompensating. He's like, here's how I imagine it going.
He doesn't have to be overcompensating his little green
bean,
ghost dick.
Little green bean.
I am seeing his little green bean form, and that's fucking hilarious.
It's incredible.
Here's what
you can add some macro into your dynamic.
That's true.
If you want.
That's always a hot mix. But also, the thing is, what I imagine Skulker is going to be like is he sees you at a bar. Obviously, he approaches you by smacking your ass instantaneously.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I want you tonight.
Baby, I'm the best man in this bar. You already know it.
I'm the messiest.
And you're just like, no, I'm good. And he's like, oh, you don't like all this? And then he shoots a pigeon just to show you that he has a gun on him.
Honestly,
and you're just like,
and then
fuck?
I think all you have to do is just like show him how much he does not matter, and then he will get sad. And then not
Stop
that you take pity
depression.
on him. No, and not that you have to like. You don't have to go see him at all. You don't have to go home with him that night. 2 weeks later situation, he's at your mercy at some kind of play party or something. And then he's like smitten by you forever. And then you go home and never think about him again.
Yeah, but then he's gonna I also feel like he's the type who will constantly just keep like I love you, baby.
His name is Skulker. His name is Skulker.
I hunted this rare silverback gorilla, which is an episode that actually happens. I hunted this rare silverback gorilla for you.
I don't need you to poach for me.
That's a little problematic, but I don't know. I think, this is a hard sell for me as a lesbian, but also, I enjoy bossing men around. And that's really fun for me. That's great for me. That is sexy for me.
He could pay. Like he's a collection with which he can probably sell. It's like ghost money, but if you want to be part of the ghost market, you're in.
If you want to,
I think.
I bet there's plenty of shit that I want from the ghost market.
Listen,
for sure.
Skulker's just your little pay pig, and you just gotta figure out.
Yeah.
Your
little pig bottom.
Little piggy
DL bottom.
What are we doing to this man?
Nothing that he hasn't already done to himself. The one issue I do have is that he's clearly got no ass, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
He's shaped like a Dorito.
He's only titty man. Only a titties man.
That's fair.
But
if you're there,
he's built like an anime character.
I don't think he has a big dick either. I think he puts that shit in a cage just because he's like. I feel like he's forcefully celibate. I feel like he's the
Amber puts that shit in a cage. Absolutely.
I feel like Skulker's an incel. I know we always lead back to this. We always lead back to the incels for monsters, but I feel like it. He's somebody who poaches fucking animals. He fucking poached a silverback gorilla, and he's like, "This is what makes me a man."
The silverback gorilla kicked his ass, didn't it?
Yeah, but he tried to do it. He was fucking almost successful.
Is that an incel, or is that like those people who subscribe to like the alpha male?
Yeah,
shit?
He listens to Joe Rogan.
Not the same.
He's a Joe Rogan podcaster.
Oh no,
he is Joe Rogan.
He actually is Joe Rogan himself. He is the podcast. He's Spotify.
He looks great though.
I mean, appearance-wise, it's a hot look. Techno, poacher, Craven the Hunter vibes. I like it.
Yeah.
The wasabi green goatee.
Yeah.
Wasabi green. I don't know.
It goes from this like cyan neon green situation, which I enjoy.
I don't know. I think the more we talk about how much this guy fucking sucks, the less I ever want to even remotely approach him. You know?
I mean, I do
that's
want to
fair.
bully him more, for
Yeah.
sure. This has definitely got me on board with that.
Hey, audience, give us like 2 minutes for us to bully Skulker real quick. The little green bean, disgusting little boy, little green bean boy, little green Dorito boy, little green Dorito bean boy.
Yeah.
That's the headliner video. It's just Clark losing their mind.
I'm fucking spiraling, dog.
So let's talk about possibility, I guess.
You know, I think it's very possible.
He makes himself very apparent.
He's
at
one of
all
the most
times.
common antagonists in the Danny Phantom series, so I think he's constantly in the real world, hunting animals, hunting teenagers, like a weirdo he is.
I will say, like, he collects rare ghosts. So, like, I think in the most unassuming places are where the most niche ghosts hide themselves, probably.
Like Idaho?
So he's in your area, like Idaho.
Like,
Where did Danny Phantom take place? Was it like in Arizona, like the Midwest, or like?
Was it Arizona?
Well, I think it was because it had to be because Vlad was nearby, and Vlad was like the Wisconsin,
Amity
like,
something.
Wisconsin. He was like the cheese man.
Right.
And he was like super silly
So
Wait, remind me. Does he collect animal ghosts or does he collect people
ghosts.
I think like all sorts. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is not only could you easily get to him, but you could get access to more interesting people, ghost people.
Ghost people that
Via
he hunted for sport.
And
Is that how you want to meet people? Is this the new dating app that we all have to get on? Poached?
this is, hey, we both got poached. What's up? Or, you know, I've got this guy under my thumb. If you want to get out of here, I can get you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
He'll do whatever I tell him to.
Dude, he literally licks the toe jam out of me.
Out of where?
I'm sorry, out of you?
So
Do you
for
have a toe
possibility,
jam
I
dispensing
think I'm gonna
gland?
give this a 5. Just a straight middle of the road.
That's fair. That's super fair. I think 5 as well. Yeah, I think he will make himself available to you.
I'll go with a 6 just because of thinking back to like just how fucking frequent
Yeah.
it was. Like if you do anything to slight this dude, he's going to make it a point to prove that he's over it.
He becomes
Or better.
obsessed. He becomes
Yeah.
obsessed.
Okay, yeah, let's go to attractiveness. I don't think he's that attractive. Like
It's like an 8.
his physical appearance is kind of cool, like his metal body. His actual form sucks. His personality, the more we talk about him, this dude fucking is like the worst.
Sucks.
I'm giving this a 3.
Pretty bad.
And I think that's
Word.
generous.
I think I'm going to a rare occurrence. I think I am going to agree with Cleric. Go for 3. This may be the first and only time, but also I'm a little biased.
No worries.
All right, audacity. How audacious it is to get with Skulker. I don't think it's that audacious either. I think this man is fucking described like begging on his fucking knees for Ember. I feel like as soon as you even get in his forward, he will approach you, be like, "I'm now hunting you," and then you smack him in his face, and he says, "Yes, baby," like shit like that.
Yes.
And 6.
That sounds about right. I think just averaging out everything. I'll go 6 too. Fuck it.
I'll go with 5 only because I don't know what kind of stuff you got to go through technologically to get to anything if you want it, and I don't know if he even knows how all of his shit works. So that might be a little extra work. Other than that, yeah.
Okay. So now, finally, parental approval. How, if we brought Skulker in to meet our parents, what would they say? Would it be a resounding yes, a resounding no? And the answer for the 3rd time this episode is a no.
No.
He's crusty.
Gotta say no.
He's a fucking, like, again, animal poacher. He's probably gonna hunt my parents. I'm not into that. 2.
4.
Oh, okay, a 4? Really?
We gave Alecto a 4. You know?
I think that's reasonable.
At least
I
it's a
mean-
man.
Yeah, like, he could just be a weird looking dude.
Exactly. Like, probably, honestly, I think why it's not like a complete average is because he kind of looks like he worships Satan, which is probably the vibe that my parents don't like more than him being a hunter.
Like, back when I used to date men, I definitely dated people that looked like this, and they were kind of all right with it. So, yeah, also probably a 4.
All right. So with that, parental improvement, pause for math. We're back. And finally, for the last time this episode, we're going to figure out what the scores are. So for the stealthy Skulker, Joe, what is it? Tell me.
Okay, I will. For you, cleric, why did you say it like
The
that?
energy.
For you, cleric, Skulker got a 4 average overall. I got a 5.8, and Gwen got a 4.5, which leaves Skulker at a 4.8. So all in all, in first place by truly a 0.1. Skulker at 4.8.
Wait, Skulker won this
Alecto
episode?
First. Skulker won by
Skulker won
a
this episode.
This is some
smidge. Don't
bullshit.
think of
By a
it.
hair.
It's not
actually
that
some
important.
bullshit.
It doesn't actually mean anything. Alecto, the first, got a 4.7, and the Wraith got a 4.6. Everyone got basically the same answer.
That's actually kind of, ghosts are just mid.
It come with a lot of caveats, right?
yeah.
There's like a lot of work that needs to be done, and when you get there, there's like only so much you can do.
There's so much soul sucking you can take before it just sucks your actual soul. You know what I'm saying?
No.
No, that made perfect sense. That was a bar.
Bar.
Yeah, sorry. If we sound dead, it's because we were trying to stay in character.
You're
and
trying to stay
nothing
alive
else.
this whole episode.
We were struggling. Let's all, you know what?
We only have this time.
Before we send,
Stay alive.
before we send off to the spiritual plane, Gwen, first of all, thank you for joining us. Always lovely to have you.
Thank you.
And always love to have you again. Anything you want to shout out
Of course.
before you send?
Yes. First of all, if this gets shuffled around, haha, no, I bumped you. And also, I am the GM for our home game podcast, Capricious Provenance. You can find that on @CapriProv on Twitter. We've got YouTube links up and Spotify. It's a cleaned up home game, Eberron game. It's a fun time. Give it a little listen. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter @glitchy_pixie. I do anything tabletop RPG related. If you can think of it, I do it probably.
All right. Well, go support Gwen. Joe, any closing thoughts?
The God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghosts whole.
What the fuck, dog? I don't even want to do this anymore. End of the episode. We're done. We're so fucking tired. I'm never recording an episode hungover again. This shit has been ass.
Okay. Bye.
Capacity to start this episode. Let's see if I do.
I'll start the episode.
I got it.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I have, Joe. Don't take it away from me.
Okay.